What just happened in Austin, Texas should not be possible. Tyler Reddick. Daytona. Atlanta. Now COTA. 3 races, 3 wins. The first driver in NASCAR history, in 77 years of this sport, to win the first 3 Cup Series races in a single season. Not Dale Earnhardt, not Jeff Gordon, not Jimmy Johnson, nobody. Until now. But here is the thing. The on-track story is only half of what is making waves this week. Because after the checkered flag, Reddick opened his mouth, and what he said stopped the NASCAR world cold. And behind the scenes, in the garages, in the paddock, and all over social media, people are asking questions, hard questions, about that number 45 Toyota, about how dominant it really was, about whether everything we saw on track was completely above board. And that is only half the story. Welcome to NASCAR Racing Report, where real fans get the real story, not the highlight reel version. If you are serious about NASCAR, the strategy, the drama, the rivalries, everything that happens when the cameras are not looking, you're in the right place. Hit that like button right now. Subscribe. We are pushing toward 1,000 subscribers, and your support makes this happen. Now, back to COTA, because this is too good to stop. March 1st, Circuit of the Americas. 95 laps of road course racing under Texas sunshine. From the very first lap, it was clear this was going to be Reddick's day to lose, not to win. He qualified on the pole. He had speed all weekend. The number 45 Toyota was dialed in from the jump. Stage 1 was deceptively calm on the surface. Ross Chastain grabbed that stage win early and looked like a genuine contender. But then, as this sport always does, chaos arrived when nobody expected it. Chastain, who won Stage 1 and looked strong, eventually lost a wheel late in the race and finished 35th. That is NASCAR. One moment you are a winner. Next moment, you are watching the field drive away. Stage 2 belonged to Ty Gibbs. The Joe Gibbs racing driver grabbed that stage win and showed real pace on the road course. 14 lead changes among 9 different drivers through the middle section of the race. This was not a procession. This was a fight. But then came the pit cycle that flipped everything. Teams made their calls, some went early, some stayed out. And when the dust settled from the final round of pit stops, Tyler Reddick emerged at the front. Not by luck, by execution. His crew nailed the stop. His strategy was clean. And with 20 laps remaining, he had clear track and one job: hold off the best road course driver in NASCAR. That driver was Shane Van Gisbergen. SVG came into COTA as the man. 5 consecutive road course wins in the Cup Series. He was the defending king of this very track. He charged hard during the final 16-lap green flag run, and for the first 8 laps, 8 brutal, intense, pressure-cooked laps, he was right there on Reddick's bumper. You could feel it. Everyone watching thought it was coming. SVG was going to make his move. He was going to steal this one the way he has stolen so many road course wins before. But Reddick did not crack. Gradually, methodically, he pulled away. Inch by inch, corner by corner, that Toyota found another level. By the time the white flag flew, the race was over. Reddick crossed the finish line to take the win. Final order: Reddick, Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs. And in victory lane, Tyler Reddick said something that every NASCAR fan needs to hear. He looked straight into the camera and said, and these are his exact words, "We did not like getting beat like that at road courses. It's one race, but it was so important. It's so fitting to get 3 in a row and make history." Read that again. "We did not like getting beat like that at road courses." This was personal. This was not just a win. This was a statement. Reddick came to COTA, SVG's house, and he took it. He ended a 5-race road course win streak belonging to one of the best road racers this sport has ever seen. 3 wins, 3 races, 0 losses in 2026. Tyler Reddick is a man on a mission. Okay, quick reset, because here is where things get complicated. When a driver wins 3 straight races to start a season, in a sport where parity is supposed to be the whole point of the next-gen car, people start asking questions. That is just the reality. And this week, the questions got loud. Now, and this needs to be said clearly before anything else, NASCAR has not announced any investigation into the number 45 car. There has been no official penalty, no official finding. Reddick passed post-race inspection. The win stands, fully and officially confirmed. But here is what is swirling in the garage and online. Insiders and observers have reportedly been talking about the corner exit stability of that 23X1 Toyota. On a road course like COTA, with its high-speed ESCs and sharp hairpins, the way a car rotates and plants on corner exit is everything. And reportedly, several people in the paddock noticed something that made them look twice at how that car was behaving in those final 20 laps. On top of that, and this is where it gets interesting, SVG himself has been at the center of some pointed comments online and in the broader conversation, with some social media accounts and reportedly some paddock sources suggesting that the performance gap in those final laps raised eyebrows. Now there are two ways to read this, and both deserve to be said. Interpretation 1. This is exactly what losing teams do. When you cannot match a car, you question the car. It happens every time a dominant team shows up. It happened to Hendrick Motorsports. It happened to Roush Fenway. It is happening now to 23XY. SVG got outrun fair and square by a better prepared team on the day. End of story. Interpretation 2. The concern among some competitors, reportedly, is rooted in something specific. When a team that struggled all of 2025 without a single win suddenly wins 3 straight to open the next season, that is an extreme performance swing. Some garage voices, unconfirmed and without official backing, are allegedly asking whether the car's setup falls within the boundaries of the rulebook, specifically around ballast positioning and rear suspension geometry at a high-load road course. Again, no official inquiry, no official statement from NASCAR, and the car passed inspection. But the garage is talking, and when the garage talks this early in a season, it does not stop. Rook Jiao, because there is one more layer here that makes this 10 times more interesting. 23X. iRacing and NASCAR had a very public, very messy antitrust lawsuit running through most of 2025. That lawsuit was settled and dismissed in February 2026, literally weeks before this season started. Now, some conspiracy theories, and this is firmly in unverified online speculation territory, suggest that the settlement arrangement somehow gave 23XI Racing favorable treatment behind the scenes. NASCAR insiders have directly pushed back on this narrative. Multiple analysts and reporters covering the sport have called it a baseless conspiracy theory. There is no credible evidence to support it. But the story exists, and in today's NASCAR media environment, the story has a life of its own. Here is what makes all of this so much bigger than one race. Tyler Reddick is not just winning, he is rewriting record books with every single start. 3 wins in 3 races means 3 automatic playoff spots locked in by March 1st. The pressure on the rest of the field is enormous. Think about what that does to championship math for everyone else. Denny Hamlin has not won yet. Christopher Bell has won top 3. The Hendrick cars are searching, and Reddick just made the first 3 weeks of the season look like a personal highlight reel. Momentum in NASCAR is real. When a team gets on a roll like this, when the pit crew is clicking, when the driver is in the zone, when the car keeps passing tech, that confidence compounds. Reddick comes into every remaining race this season as the man to beat. Now here's the fork in the road. If this is completely clean, if 23XY Racing is simply the best prepared team in NASCAR right now, then we are witnessing the beginning of something historic. A potential championship run for the record books. A legacy moment for Tyler Reddick and Michael Jordan. The kind of start to a season that people talk about for the next 50 years. But if the controversy narrative gains any traction, if even one official question gets raised, this becomes the biggest technical storyline of the 2026 NASCAR season. And in a sport where legitimacy and on-track credibility mean everything, that is not a place any team wants to be. The next few weeks will tell us which version of this story we are living in. 2 questions for the comment section. And we want the real debate, not the safe answer. First question. Is Tyler Reddick's 3-win start to 2026 the greatest beginning to a NASCAR season that you have ever seen, or does the controversy take something away from it in your eyes? Second question. When SVG could not close the gap in those final laps at a road course that he has dominated for years, is that pure driver versus driver competition, or does something about that number 45 Toyota not add up to you? Drop your answer below. We read every comment on this channel. Here is the truth about being a real NASCAR fan. You do not just watch the race, you feel the strategy. You notice the battles that broadcast coverage glosses over. You ask the questions that other people are afraid to ask. You want to understand what is actually happening, not just who crossed the line first. If that is you, you already belong here. NASCAR. Racing Report exists for exactly this. The real story, every single week. Hit that subscribe button right now. We are building toward 3,000 subscribers and this community is just getting started. Hit like if this video gave you something to think about. Tyler Reddick just made NASCAR history. The season is only 3 races old, and somehow, I promise you, it already feels like we have barely scratched the surface of what 2026 is going to bring. Stay locked in. We will see you at the next one.